I spent a ridiculous amount of time last week trying to figure out a return policy from a company on their FAQ page that was buried under 3 paragraphs of legal speak. 91% of customers want to find answers on your website, but most FAQ pages are buried under a bunch of corporate nonsense that nobody asked for. There's an easy way to find out exactly what questions your customers are asking, and it's hiding in the places that you check every day. In the next 6 or 7 minutes of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make an FAQ page that actually works, even if you don't have that much of a budget. We're going to talk about how to create FAQ pages that actually solve your customers' problems. From finding genuine user questions, organizing them so people can actually find what they're looking for, and writing answers that don't sound like a legal document. Let's go. First, let's start with talking about why FAQ pages are basically useless, most of them anyway. Many companies write their FAQs backwards. They answer the questions that they want to answer instead of answering the questions that their customers actually need help with. Say you land on an FAQ page and the first question is like, what makes our company special? Or what's our mission? And you're sitting there thinking, I don't care about your mission, I just need to know if you ship to Canada. When your FAQ isn't focused on your customers or your potential customers, then they can't find what they need, so either they email you or call you, or they give up and buy the same type of product or service from one of your competitors. 67% of people prefer to help themselves instead of contacting support, and I'm definitely one of them. I hate calling customer service, but only if the self-service methods actually work. When it doesn't, your company gets more support tickets, more carts abandoned, and you lose sales to competitors that made it easier to get the answers to their questions. The thing is, you need to stop thinking about what you care about and start listening to the things that your customers are either confused, don't understand, or are complaining about. So how do you find the questions that people are asking about your product or service? You don't need to hire a research team or run expensive surveys. Your customers are already telling you what you need. You just have to know where to look. Let me show you. First, about 70% of support inquiries fall into just 10 to 15 common categories. I guarantee that you're going to see the same questions coming up over and over again. So write those down. Those are your FAQ questions. Next, your answers to those questions that you just found should use the exact words that your customers use. So if 10 people ask, can I change my order after I place it? That's your FAQ question. It's not, what is our order modification policy? Because nobody talks like that. Next, check your website search data. Go into your analytics and look at what people are typing into your search bar. If the phrase refund policy shows up 500 times a month, then that needs to be easy to find in your FAQ page. Studies show that 43% of website visitors go straight to search, so these people already know what they want. Give it to them. Also, check your live chat transcripts if you have them. Chat shows you confusion in real time and tells you exactly where people are getting stuck. And don't forget social media and reviews. People ask questions on Facebook, Instagram, your YouTube comments, wherever they can find you. And it's usually because they couldn't find the answers on your website. And check your product reviews too. They're full of comments like, I wish I'd known this before buying, or it would have been helpful if they had explained blank. All of these are missing FAQ topics that are being handed to you right on a silver platter. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. You've got your questions, and what do you do next? Well, even if you have the perfect answers, it doesn't help anyone if they can't find them. The best way to organize FAQs is by the user journey stage. Think about where your customer is in their relationship with you. Before buying, they want to know about pricing, shipping, and product or service details. During use, they'll need getting started guides and how-tos. When there's a problem, they want troubleshooting and refund information. So if you group your questions in this way in these different categories, it's going to be easier for them to find the information because the way you've categorized and organized your topics is the way that we think. And that being said, your category names need to be obvious. This is not the time to get creative. Orders and shipping, returns and refunds, account and billing. In this case, these category names are boring, but boring is clear. Research shows that clear labeling improves task completion by 35%. If you have fewer than 25 FAQ questions, you probably don't even need a search function. All you need to do is make it simple for people to navigate the page. So use clear categories and a simple table of contents at the top with clickable links so they can jump to whatever question that they need the answer to. When it comes to help, Simple, clear, and boring are good things. Put your most popular questions right at the top where everyone can see them. Don't make people hunt for common questions. Check your analytics every month and put your top 5 to 10 most viewed questions front and center. And update this list as things change. Because your FAQs, just like your products and services, should evolve with your business. Now let's talk about how to write answers that are useful and that don't suck. Rule number 1, talk like a human. When you're writing your answers to these FAQs, you want to write in a conversational tone and use the same words that your customers are using, not some corporate jargon. If your customers say cancel, don't write terminate your subscription agreement. If they say broken, don't write manufacturing defect. Studies show that people with average reading skills can understand 70% of plain language, but only 30% of complex text. Plain language literally works for everyone. I talked about it in this video. Rule number 2, put the answer first in your explanation. Don't make people read 3 paragraphs of verbosity to find what they need. Compare these two. Our company values customer satisfaction. We've designed our return policy with flexibility in mind. And on and on and on. 2, yes, you can return items within 30 days for a full refund. Keep your receipt and original packaging. See how the second example will give customers what they need in just one sentence with plain conversational language? You also want to keep your answer scannable because most people don't read word by word, they scan. So use short paragraphs, bullet points for steps or lists, and bold text for important stuff. Research shows that people read about 20 to 28% of words on a web page, so make those words count. And when you can, add specific examples. Instead of shipping times vary based on your location, write shipping takes 2 to 3 days in the US and 5 to 7 days to Alaska and Hawaii. Being specific and using numbers really helps eliminate confusion. Before we wrap up this video, let's talk a little bit about SEO because FAQ pages help your SEO and can help you get found on Google. Don't worry, I'm keeping this simple and super user-friendly. First, use something called FAQ schema markup. This is code that tells Google, hey, this is a question and answer. The schema can make your FAQ show up in search results as rich text snippets, those expanded boxes that show the question and answer right on the Google search page. Why should you do this? Pages with FAQ schema get 35% more clicks. If your website uses WordPress, there's several different plugins that you could use to do this for you, like Rank Math and Yoast. If you're on a different platform like Squarespace or Wix, check their help docs because many themes include this option now. Second, write your FAQ pages the way that people actually search, using long-tail keywords. Tracking by itself is not a long-tail keyword, it's just one word. But if you use something like, how do I track my order? That's the way that people search. Go into Google Search Console and look at what phrases people use to find your site. Then use those exact phrases as your FAQ questions when it makes sense. And don't forget about voice search. 27% of people now use voice search on mobile, so optimize your site for voice search too. Write your questions in a natural conversational language like you're talking to a friend. Those are the 3 things for SEO that will get you 90% of the SEO benefit without getting deep in the technical weeds. But if you want to go through those technical weeds, I have some dedicated SEO videos that I'll link in the description. And that's how you get your FAQ pages to actually be useful, help your customers, and build trust. Let's do a quick recap. Stop writing FAQs based on what you want to say and start listening to what your customers are actually asking. Check your support tickets, search data, and reviews. The questions you need from your customers are already there. Organize your FAQs by user journey stage with clear category names. And if you have less than 25 questions, just skip the fancy search and make it scannable. Write the answers to all of your FAQ questions in plain language, put the answer first, and be specific. And don't forget those quick SEO wins. Add schema markup, use long-tail keywords, and write for voice search. Your FAQ page can be one of your hardest working business assets that operates on autopilot, but only if it's built for your customers, not your ego. Start small. Pick your top 10 most asked questions and get those live ASAP. You'll get fewer troubleshooting calls and support tickets and earn more trust from your customers. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the weirdest question that you ever got from a customer? I would love to hear. And if you want to dive deeper into user-friendly content and conversational writing that converts, then watch one of these videos next.